Aloha everyone. Michelle Melendez with Women Being Fit, and I'm doing a Facebook Live. And my guest today is Christine Dobson, and she has an incredible story. In fact, I want to just do this little number right here. She has an incredible story about her healing journey with ovarian cancer, you guys. So I want to interview her and let you guys know her story. So Christine, thank you so much for joining me. I'm really excited that we're on Facebook Live, as well as I'm videotaping this for to send out to my YouTube channel as well. So thanks so much for doing this interview with me.
My pleasure.
Awesome. So tell us, how did this start? Like, when did you find out that you had ovarian cancer?
It was quite a journey. It began in 2006, and I had severe debilitating back pain. It's something I couldn't resolve how I normally would by going to a chiropractor or through yoga or any of my ordinary means. And so I went to see my obstetrician, who happened to also be an osteopath and a chiropractor and severely overqualified for just about everything. But she did an exam on me for a pap smear, and the pap smear came back irregular, which was the first time in my whole adult life that had happened. So it was a bit alarming, and she was very concerned because of what she felt during the exam. And when the test came back abnormal, she did another test, and that's what led her to that conclusion.
Wow. And this was in 2006. So
yeah,
you have an amazing healing journey with this. What made you start thinking about, okay, I want to do something alternatively than the normal chemo radiation that people normally do with cancer?
Well, I suppose it has a lot to do with how I was raised. We weren't given medicine for anything, not an aspirin even. And everything I was taught growing up led me to study holistic medicine, which I began a few years prior to that, when my mom became afflicted with Alzheimer's. So I was very intrigued to understand how the brain works and how the incorporation of the brain in the body function. And so that education led me to understand that the body only wants to achieve homeostasis. So I need to look at what was affecting me in my environment to cause this kind of problem.
So what was the first thing that you thought to start doing when you found out that you had ovarian cancer? What was the first thing that you did to start to heal your body?
I really just followed the path of what came my way. Almost immediately, I saw an opportunity to become a Reiki practitioner. So I began studying Reiki.
And what is Reiki?
And used that modality for quite some time.
What is Reiki? If somebody doesn't know what that is?
Reiki is an ancient Japanese energetic healing art, and it's somewhat difficult to explain, especially to someone who doesn't understand that every body has an energetic field. Our energetic field expands about 6 feet beyond our body, which is kind of interesting now that we're supposed to social distance of 6 feet, I think. But in any event, I learned how what was immediately impacting me in my energetic field was also impacting me on a cellular level. Mm-hmm. And I learned that through Reiki and the training that I received here on the Big Island of Hawaii. And Reiki influences the energetic field of the body to create the natural healing ability to happen within the body.
And so is it hands-on? Like, how would you, like, what did you do for your system?
Yeah, it can be. It can also be done remotely. Once
Because
you become a
energy.
Reiki master, which I eventually did go through all like 3 levels to become a Reiki master practitioner. And I find it's more effective with hands-on. Maybe that's just because I can sense what's happening, but it is impacting remotely. My children who live on the mainland frequently call me and say, "Mom, can you give me Reiki on fill in the blank?" And within hours, they'll feel better.
So then what was the next thing you did after you started to heal your body? What was the next thing you did after
I
Reiki?
kept following the guideposts.
What does that mean?
I had a beautiful spirit being here on the Big Island introduced me to something called pulse electromagnetic frequency. And he had a particular device that I could use that is applied to the body directly. And what it does is it initiates healthy cell reproduction. So to understand cancer, it's cancer cells are something that everybody has.
Mm-hmm.
It's the proliferation of them, and when they begin to overtake the healthy cells is when we have complications with it. So I realized what I needed to do was stimulate healthy cell production. And with the coordination of the 2 devices, along with adjusting my dietary habits, getting enough sleep, and many other intimate things such as enemas and other processes were used, but they all came along gradually. So yeah, as I was introduced to each new opportunity, I followed it.
So you did Reiki, electromagnetic, what did you call it? Electromagnetic field? What was it? It was the
electromagnetic pulse.
Electromagnetic,
EMP.
so EMP.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else was, and then you did some enemas, some detoxing of your cells.
The Gerson therapy was the main protocol that I followed for diet, and it's a lot of juicing. Basically, what needs to happen when one has cancer is you need to alkalize the body. So cancer has an ability to take over the body when the body is in an acidic state. And it really can only live and thrive in an acidic state. So the Gerson therapy was a guidepost to methods for alkalizing the body. Doing coffee enemas was one of the procedures.
And so when did you, was there anything else that you want to share that you did? Like, tell us what your diet was.
Gosh, a daily regimen of juicing. Celery juice is a superior alkalizer, as is wheatgrass juice, lemon juice, staying away from simple carbohydrates, staying away from a meat-based diet and moving more towards a plant-based diet. And eventually you start to feel the difference inside yourself. And when I can only explain it as maybe an effervescence that you feel when your body is alkalized, you begin to more easily express joy, happiness, sleep becomes more productive and restorative. And just overall, the body feels differently because you're achieving that place of homeostasis.
That sounds amazing. So I know that I know for me, you know, with this COVID thing, it's like sometimes I have had restless sleep, and sleep is actually really, really important. Is there anything else that you did that you want to share if somebody's out there that has cancer, is like dealing with, and they're going through the chemo and all that stuff? Is there anything that they can do? Anything else that you haven't shared?
Sure. I think it's critical to surround yourself with people who support your chosen method of healing.
Yeah.
So if somebody disagrees with you going natural, maybe it's not a positive thing to have them in your close circle, because they're not providing you with the energetic support that you need also. and removing yourself from conflict within your own self of your chosen path. So not second guessing, thinking, well, should I have done this or should I have done that? I also chose not to tell many people. In fact, there were only, I think, 2 people that I told, and not even members of my family knew until afterward. And the reason I did that is because I didn't want to become a pity pot. I feel like it's people are continually coming up to you and saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is a death sentence." And because this is the perception that people have, cancer is still a very toxic word to many people. And so I didn't want to be the object of anyone's pity.
Yeah. And have that energy
Yeah.
come into your field and into your mind as well, because especially when you're connecting with somebody that you love, who's a close friend, it's always you kind of you feel that energy every time you're talking to them, even if you're not talking about it. It's like that the feeling is there. So what did your doctor think of this when did you tell her what you were doing?
She said go for it.
Oh, cool.
She was extremely supportive. I didn't even enter the Western medical philosophy of approach to this because I had seen my mother go through cancer many years before she had breast cancer. And she just said, cut it off. I don't want to mess with anything. And we back then didn't have the awareness that we do today about the alternative methods that are available.
Absolutely.
And so much of what we see with cancer is not really positive. The image that we have is people lose all their hair and people become very thin and frail and weak. And none of those things happened to me because I didn't subscribe and go through the process of chemotherapy and radiation, which is what induces those kinds of reactions in the body, because they are toxins and they're poisons that are being introduced to your body to kill the cells, but it doesn't only kill the cancer cells, it kills the healthy cells as well.
Yeah.
Which is where you need to rebuild and support yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So when did you start to so were you doing were you seeing the tumor shrinking as you were going through this? I know you said it was a 2-year process, but what started happening?
Mm-hmm.
When did you start to know, oh, this is definitely working, I'm definitely feeling better?
Well, I had to have belief from the very beginning. So I believed that it was working from the very beginning, and I didn't see any other outcome. So belief is 9/10 of it, Michelle.
Yeah.
I know that sounds ridiculous because science can't really identify that as being a result or a cause.
But belief is an energy too. The belief is a frequency.
Yes. How I could tell that I was improving is because I started regaining my strength and energy. My back pain went away. I began having normal menstrual cycles again. All things indicated that my body was healing itself.
Awesome. That's fantastic. And so when the day came when the doctor said you're cancer free, tell us about that. What did you go in? Like what was that like?
Well, I actually waited 5 years to go back because I didn't want to face bad news, I guess. And so I believed I was healthy and fine that entire time. And when I finally got that doctor's report 5 years later, I was elated to know that the dedication that I had taken to care for myself really paid off.
Oh my gosh. That's so fantastic. So everybody, I wanted to just do this Facebook Live just to support anybody out there, just to tell you guys all that your body can heal itself with the right food, with the right thoughts, with the right water, like we're both drinking water, with the right sunlight, with just exercise and supporting the body. It heals itself. It is a very strong, vessel, and its main agenda is to keep you alive. So is there any last things, Christine, that you want to share from a woman who has healed from one of the most intense, and I would even say deadly cancers that there is for women, is ovarian cancer? And I just want to congratulate you and acknowledge you and for your courage in taking the steps to not go the Western route, the way that a lot of Western medicine is designed to do, which is kill every single cell in your body and we'll get the cancer too. But you actually completely went a completely different route. And just kind of name on your hand the things that you do. So if somebody's just watching, coming in, what were the things that you did really quickly?
Well, understanding that early detection is probably the best opportunity for you to address the problem. So fortunately, I've always felt a very close connection with my physical self in that way. And when something was a little out of balance, I would go pursue help. And so in my case, it was early detection. So it wasn't potentially as deadly as if I had ignored the irregular menstrual cycles for a year or more, it may have been more problematic. One other thing I wanted to mention that I didn't say or speak about earlier is vitamin C flushes. And now it's being shown scientifically that intravenous vitamin C is a very strong healer for even cancer. And this was something that unfortunately I didn't know about at that time, but I have used since that time for a variety of problems, from the common cold to skin rashes or anything that might erupt that shows your body is out of balance. So the important thing is to pay attention to the signs that your body is naturally indicating to you, and to maybe not choose Western medicine straight away, because the means by which that makes you feel better is by masking the symptoms, not actually by curing the problem.
Yeah.
So you have to identify what the problem is and then go after the problem, not the symptoms.
Oh, that is exactly right. So tell us, what is a vitamin C flush? I've never even heard of that.
Vitamin C flush, you can look it up online. It's really easy to do. It's best done with a liquid vitamin C that is in concentrate. You can start with about 5,000 milligrams. And again, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not prescribing any method here. It's what I've done for myself and has worked for me. But you, over maybe a 3-hour period or so, you increase the dosage of vitamin C every half an hour. So you're going to start maybe at 5,000 milligrams, go up to 6, 7, 8, 9. It's different for everyone how much your body can absorb, but you know when to stop because you get diarrhea, and that's the flush. And many people think that, oh, I want to stop the diarrhea or stop the vomiting or stop the fever or all these things that are ways of the body naturally ridding itself of toxins. And so the flush actually encourages the elimination of the toxins in the system, so then the body can go to work doing the healthy cell repair.
That's fantastic. Okay, I'm totally going to check that out and do one, because
and to just stay in healthy balance regularly.
Yeah.
So ionic foot baths are something I also started doing during that time period. In fact, I'm doing one right now. Do you want to see?
Yeah.
It's kind of disgusting. Let's see if I can get it. I don't know if I can get the camera.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So that's her ionic foot bath, everybody. Whoa,
I
that's
consider
gross.
myself to be a pretty healthy individual. I eat well, exercise, have good community, lots of fun in my life, and I still produce toxins.
Yeah.
This is a natural process.
It is. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Well, especially, because toxins are everywhere. They're in the air, they're in the the things that we touch, you know, in water and food. If you're eating a lot of processed foods that are not organic and live food, you're going to be putting toxins in your body. Even like I said, just the air that we breathe, especially if you're living in California and you're having the chemtrails that I used to, when I lived in California, there was chemtrails that were almost every single day. And I remember my memory was really starting to get bad. Like my boyfriend at the time was like, Michelle, I just told you that. And it was actually starting to scare me. And then when I moved here to Hawaii, no chemtrails here. Not the sky is clear. I'm doing my regular stuff. I'm actually increasing the detoxing stuff that I do. And my memory is so much better, like night and day. And so the air that we breathe is really, really important to keep that clean. And if it's not, detoxing it from heavy metals, and even there's a detox from radiation, which is when you're on your computer or you're on your cell phone or even this little guy right here. So that's really important. Christine, is there anything else? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the air is probably the most critical, the air and the water.
Yeah.
Because that's something you're constantly putting into your body or onto your body through showering or just walking and breathing. Absolutely. And I know that since Kilauea stopped erupting, and we have actually genuinely crystal clear skies now, my mind, my brain is much higher functioning than it was a few years ago when we were shrouded with that fog layer for years.
Yeah.
And I could see the heavy metals in the foot bath.
Oh, wow.
And they're quite extreme.
Wow.
During that time.
Christine's talking about Kilauea is the volcano that's on the other side of the island, on the big island, which is continuing to grow. She's the newest island, and the VOG was basically the pollution that the volcano was emanating out, and it was coming over to the side of the Kona side. So Christine, is there any last things that you want to share before we pop off of here? And I love that we did this. I've never done a Facebook Live like this before. And it was so much fun. And first, and also congratulations, because to have the courage to not go Western, to have the courage and the fortitude to stick with, you know, a cleansing system and research different things like energy work, Reiki, and I know that you did the EMFs, electromagnetic pulses, and you did the juicing and the cleanses, ionic foot bath, things like that. So is there anything else you want to share before we pop off of here?
Just believe in it. That's so important. Whatever method you choose, believe that it's the right path for you, and know that it's okay to change your mind if it doesn't feel right. You know, if you don't like what your doctor's telling you for what your procedure should be or what you can anticipate during your healing, maybe it's time to look in a different direction. And there's plenty of information out there. All you have to do is be open and it will come to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to actually do a video later on about that, about the field that we live in. So if you're watching this, if you have cancer right now, if you have any questions, you can just post below from this video. I'd love to support you guys. The body is amazing. Our vessel, this body is meant to heal itself. It can, as long as as long as you are honoring it. You are honoring it with good, clean water, good, clean, organic food, getting the sunshine and exercise that you need, and detoxing it. Detoxing is really, really important. I mean, we didn't even talk about your intuition and detoxing from the pineal gland, and that's a huge thing. Yes. And that's another whole different topic we can go into. But Christine, thanks so much. And those of you Facebook people, this is the first time I've done it. So aloha to everyone. Aloha to you, Christine.
I appreciate the opportunity, Michelle. And thanks again for mentioning the organic foods. That's critical.
Very critical, you guys. It's like, if you're thinking, oh, it's not a big deal, it is a big deal, because what you're literally putting into your body, if it's not organic and you're putting in GMOs, that GMO is literally designed to kill insects that get on the plants and to kill different things so that the plant can keep growing. But then that toxin goes into your body, and that's really not good, not conducive for good health. So if you are eating
or a good environment,
or good environment, yeah, or the planet in general. So if you are eating a lot of processed foods that's not organic, please text me below, because there is my friend Debbie and Brian Ridgway. They actually have an amazing detox supplement that cleanses from your body from GMOs. It actually cleanses the GMOs out of your system. And I have one of those capsules twice a day. So that is a possibility, but detoxing is so, so crucial for good health. Vitamin C, like Christine was talking about. D3 is another one that helps with hormones and energy. And that's another great supplement. And again, water. So, and then again, feeling good, giving yourself permission to feel good. Yes. So last night, you know, I watch a lot of different things about what's happening in the world, but last night I was like, I need a break. So I watched this comedy that totally cracked me up, and I was like, oh my God, that's what my laughter sounds like. I almost forgot what my laughter sounds like because of everything that's happening in the world. So I was like, oh, there's my laughter again. Oh my God, I missed you. So please be, and then hugs for those people who feel safe doing that. That is so important. Christine, I love you so much, sister.
The endorphins that are experienced during a hug.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's a whole nother topic on health, but that totally, you know, especially heart to heart with somebody, that energy field, it emanates out, not just between you two, but anybody who sees it, and the feeling that the planet gets also can benefit from that. Okay, sister, I love you so much. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you soon.
My pleasure. Yeah. Thank you, Michelle.
Awesome.